Hello and welcome to the Money Flow Show. My name's Aleckson. I am the soul speaker giving a voice to the power within, and I'm here with you today for the weekly Money Flow Show, which is where I channel my team, all that is. They sometimes bring through a message. Other than that, we're going to do the weekly Money Flow Oracle card reading using the Money Flow Oracle card deck, and we are just starting now. For those of you who are used to us starting at 12 o'clock on the dot, my apologies. I started a live feed and it shut down on me. I don't even know if it was registered as something that went live on Facebook. It was just very strange. So I'm just back on again to... I see it seems to be working fine now. Hello, Karen. Lovely to see you. Hi, Lynn. Good to see you. Thank you for joining me. Now, just for those of you who aren't familiar with the show, we spend the first 10 minutes, so there's 5 minutes left, where we do a pre-show. What we do there is I have a question of the day that I ask you, and we say hello to each of you as you come in. And then at 10 minutes past the hour, we go into the weekly Money Flow Show and we share any messages that come through, and also the weekly Money Flow Oracle card reading for this week. It is the week the 27th of March all the way through to the 2nd of April. We're already about to enter the 4th month of 2017. Hasn't the time flown? So today's question of the day. Here's what I want to know from each and every one of you. Today, I want you to focus just on today, and I want you to answer this question for me. If you have any fears today, what is the number one fear that you have today? What is that fear that's at the back of your mind there? What is that thing that's holding you back? I'd love to hear about it. I'd love to know what it is and why you think you have it, or anything else you want to share with me about that fear. So what's your number one fear today? Now, while I'm greeting you and while we're answering that question, I am just going to quickly share the video out to my profile and to my group so that people know where to find us. We sometimes have people come sending messages saying, I don't know where you are, where are you? So I just try and preempt that by sharing it onto my timeline and also into my group. By the way, if you haven't joined our group, it is called Mystery School for Women. It is a free Facebook group, a community full of amazing divine mystic messages. Amazing divine mystic women, and we're all helping each other as we are becoming into self-empowerment and walking each other home as we evolve. Hi Melanie, lovely to see you. So just bear with me as I quickly share that there and into the Mystery School for Women. You are invited to join us in the Mystery School for Women if it's something that appeals to you, and certainly if you are a female. We do have maybe 2 men over there, but they're our token men. Indeed, what they are is very feminine energy-wise, so they know how to deal with us and handle us. So, sorry, how to converse with us and spend time with us in that beautiful feminine energy. So come over and join us there if you haven't already. And we are at 8 minutes past the hour. We have 2 more minutes of pre-show as we gather all of our friends around. Amelia, lovely, thank you. Good to see you. I'm so glad I'm your first live video on Facebook. Oh, I'm so glad that you've been waiting to join us for the show. So it is the Money Flow Show. We're in pre-show at the moment. We have 2 minutes left. So I'd love to hear from you on what's your number one fear today. What's your number one fear? What's fearing you today? What's holding you back today? Just answer that question for me as we get into the or get ready for the actual show, which starts in 2 minutes. Thank you for joining me. And I'm just going to share that over there into the Mystery School for Women. Amelia, if you haven't yet, please do join us in the Mystery School for Women. It's a private Facebook group for divine mystic women just like yourself. Oh, Joanne, yes, no, I did go live and then it shut down on me, so I had to restart again. So it's a little bit delayed today, but I'm glad you found us now. Okay, great. So we've got 1 minute to go. If you want to just answer today's question, which is, what's your number one fear today? Lynn, I must stop smoking. I have a lot of fear to stop smoking in my life. Absolutely, Lynn. You know, I'm an ex-smoker. I gave up smoking when I was pregnant with my second child, who's now 13. And it was one of the hardest things I ever did. And I tried probably 8 times before I actually stopped. Prior to my pregnancy, I'd been trying for years and years to give up smoking. It was very, very hard for me. Lots of fear around, what if I put on weight? What if this happens? What if that happens? So I'm sending you lots of blessings and help to allow you to step into a vibration where smoking doesn't exist for you. All right, let's see how we're going. All right, fantastic. So thanks for joining us and thank you for answering today's question. And I'm going to now have a sip of water and then I'm going to start the show proper. So we'll get stuck into the show. Hello and welcome, and thank you for joining me here today for the Money Flow Show, where we share this week's Money Flow Oracle card reading and a channeled message, and then we open up and do live Money Flow Oracle card readings or channeled readings for our audience, our live audience. So thank you for joining me. My name's Aleckson. I am Australia's leading channel, and I am an ascension strategist and the CEO of Mystery School for Women. Now, if you haven't joined us yet in the private free Facebook group, all you need to do is type in Mystery School for Women and you'll find us and we will get you in there. It's a great, safe, sacred container for those of us who are interested in evolving and in becoming more than we've ever been before, stepping into our full empowerment as sovereign spiritual beings. It's a great place for that. So come and join us if you haven't already. Again, thank you for joining me for the Money Flow Show. Feels like an exciting show. I don't know if you caught it, but I did a live very quickly this morning where I was talking about our shadow self. And today being a really good day to have a conversation with that part of you that holds you back, that part of you that is used to being in charge and keeping you safe, or as it turns out, keeping you from stepping into your power because your power doesn't feel safe at this point or up to this point. So if you haven't seen that, please do, just on my page you'll find it once we're finished here today. I'd love you to watch it. It's got some great response and it's been helpful to many today. We're certainly in some energy of all of our shadows coming up, everything essentially coming up to be dealt with, to be looked at, to be conversed with, to share with, and to be told to get out of the way. In a very nice way, of course. We don't want to upset any parts of ourselves, but certainly it's time for the empowered us, for the higher self us, for the us that has a mission to do here on earth at this time, and that's all of us, to say, it's my time, I'm taking over now. You've been keeping us small for long enough, let's move. So anyway, I'm digressing. That's the third time I've said that expression today, so I must be having a day of being in so many thoughts and so many things going on. As I'm sitting here, I don't know, you might be able to hear that I'm shuffling my cards. Natasha, if you would just please hold, I'm going to do the weekly Money Flow Oracle card reading, and then once that's done, we're going to move into doing readings for our live viewers. But if people comment after this, I won't see your comment. So what I'm going to ask is that if you wait until I say that we're going to start doing readings for the live viewers, and then if you just at that point put your request in, and only put your request in once so that I see it, because I do go into a tiny little bit of a light trance in order to bring through the guidance team to do the readings, to tap into the energy and to do the clearings and activations and things like that. Thank you, Natasha. I see that you understand. Thank you. All right, fantastic. So let's get started, shall we? As I said, it's the Money Flow Oracle card reading for the 27th of March to the 2nd of April, which means that we're almost in the 4th month of 2017. How are you going with all of your goals, with all of the things that you hoped to achieve so far? And please, if you haven't yet achieved it, don't start beating yourself up, because there's still plenty of time. You never, ever, ever, ever miss the opportunity that you're here to bring forward. Please remember that and give yourself a break and don't beat up on yourself. So let me just, here we go. Yes, just as I thought. Isn't that interesting? So I was talking this morning on a live about my shadow self coming up this morning, and how I had a conversation with that part of me. And so, of course, it makes total sense that today's or this week's Money Flow Oracle card reading is around wounding. And I want to draw your attention to wounding around money. Let's look at that directly. Let's use today, and sometimes the Oracle card reading that I do is about the general energy, but today very specifically and for this week, this is around your wounding around money. Your wounding around money. All those times when you were little that you were told you couldn't have it because it costs money, or money doesn't grow on trees, or we're not made of money, or you have to work hard for your money. All of those beliefs, all of those things that happen to you around money. Perhaps you've had money issues in the past. Perhaps you've been bankrupt or close to. Perhaps you've always relied on the masculine to provide for you, and you have made that a bad thing. Perhaps you have all sorts of beliefs that have come down from your society, your environment, your parents, your siblings, from anybody at all. I want you to just allow all of that to drop in right now. Just allow it to come in. It's really, and the reason that we got this card, the wounding card, is because the energy that we're in at the moment, and it showed itself to me this morning, not around money, but I want to keep this on track with money. It showed for me this morning as my shadow self showing itself to me. And so it's that same energy. We're still talking about the same energy, but right now with you guys, I want to talk about the money energy, the wounding that you have around money. So your past about money, even going into your past lives, if you have something come up around that, bring that into this moment right here, right now. Just let yourself feel into this wounding that you have around money, whatever that might be. Just allow yourself to bring that in, to feel that wounding around money. And now what you're being called to do this week, now either today while we're having this conversation, or indeed later today, but sometime this week, we're going to want you, or you're going to want to, or you're going to feel called to, or you're going to have to face your wounding around money. Because we're coming into a time where the relationship that we have with money has to end. The current relationship that you have, that I have, that we have around money has to end. The only way that the entire money system in the universe, and the universe that we call planet Earth, the only way that's going to change is when each and every one of us change our current relationship around money. Now, I know there's 1 or 2 people on this call who've already done that, so please understand, I'm not talking about your current relationship around money because you've done that work, but rather anyone who is still having any money stuff, any lack, any coming and going too fast, any not having enough, any of those sorts of things. If you are still in, and again, even any stuff around being supported by someone else or by the masculine when it comes to money, please know that you need to change that in order for the greater money experience for the greater world to change as well. It starts with you, it starts with me, it starts with one person at a time. So the reading today, the Money Flow Oracle card reading for this week, is to face your money wounding head on, meet it where it wants to be met, have a conversation with it, allow it to tell you what you need to know, and then invite it to be released. And if you believe, as I do, as I know, that the universe always answers your calling. So by inviting that part of you to leave, once you've had the conversation, once you've figured out what you needed to know about it and asked it that and had a nice conversation with it, simply ask it to now be released. And of course, your greater guides, your greater self, your higher self, the real you that's in here. I'm not going to bang my chest because I've got a microphone on. The real you that's inside, that bigger you, that unlimited you, invite that back in. Let that part of you be in control. Let that part of you show you a new relationship with money. And as you do that, as I do that, as we all do that, that's how we contribute to the change that will happen in the financial system in the world. Energetically, but also in my own personal relationship, in your own personal relationship with money, finances, abundance, and all of the ways that we call it. But essentially, with the thing that we call money and banknotes and credit cards and all of those other ways. So get your relationship right with that wounding that you have within you, that past way of treating money, that past relationship you've had with money. Let that part of money speak to you so that you can clear it up and invite it to be released. Knowing that because you are such an amazing creator being, that just by asking it is done. And let it go. Why don't we all just take a nice deep breath in? And as you breathe out, just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Take another deep breath in. And out. Like a sigh. Feel the release. Feel the relief as we all change the money energy of the world, one person at a time. My world and your world and then the world. Fabulous, isn't it? How exciting is that? How are you feeling about what just happened while you were doing your breathing or while you were listening to me or any of those sorts of things? If you had some response and or some thoughts that came up even around money and your relationship with it, please comment and let me know. And if there's anything that needs to be said to you about that, I will certainly bring that through for you. We are at 23 minutes past, so we're going well. We are going to go into our live readings very soon, but don't ask yet. I do need to drink some water today. even though I've got the air conditioning on. It's not even that hot outside, but I have a lot of heat in me at the moment. Giselle just saying it was exactly what she needed. Fantastic. Mariko, that's funny. Let it go. Yes, I do too, funnily enough. I think everybody who's a mother in the whole wide world, and father, when they hear the expression let it go, they go into song. Jeanette saying, my mum always used money as a threat and control, so it's taken me a long while to get here. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It is simply the human condition, and we're transcending that now, Janet. We are transcending the human condition. Breathe in, take a deep breath. We're transcending the human condition. That's our evolution. Isn't that exciting? That's great, Janet. Thank you. And Giselle, I'm so ready to face my money issues and finally accept that it can come from anywhere. Here's the thing, my dear Giselle, and as you know, because we have conversed on this previously, you are such a magnificent creator that you've created a stream of income that is created through no effort on your part. Just because it comes through another person does not mean that you aren't the creator of it. Just in case anybody else needed to hear that. Fantastic. Okay. Good, Natasha, that's great. Lots of fear and worry about having enough money. Absolutely. The thing is, it's a great exercise to bring yourself into right now, the moment right now. Because as you and I sit here speaking to each other, in this now moment, there's no money that you need in this moment. There's no thing that you need right now. You simply are. So what I'm saying to you is that any fear or worry about money means that you're projecting into the future. Now, sometimes we look at the story of our past and project that into the future, and that brings us fear and worry. So the thing to do is to bring yourself back to the now moment in all times, at all times. All right? Fabulous. Trina, you know what I want to say about that is, yes, absolutely, you may well be dealing with deep ancestral patterns, as so many of us do. However, what I'd like to suggest just in this moment, now you don't have to choose this right now, but I'd like to just suggest in this moment, Trina, that you have a little play with that belief. Is that really true, or possibly perhaps you just think that you're dealing with deep ancestral patterns, or perhaps you've transcended that already, but your human mind hasn't yet caught up with it. Wouldn't that be wonderful? And wouldn't it be incredible if that were true? But you're still living to some degree in the past, thinking that you still have the chains of those ancestral patterns there? Because right now in this moment, I'm in a little bit of a light trance state because my guides come through when I'm doing this show. So I'm in a little bit of a light trance state. And when I'm in this light trance state and seeing through the eyes of all that is, or seeing through the eyes of Source, when I look at you, I don't see any deep ancestral patterns around money or around anything else. I see you. I see the true you. I see your highest self as you. I see you as your highest self. And within that higher self that you truly are, even though you might be pretending that you're less than that, I see you, and I see you with no karma. I see you with no blocks. I see you with no limitations. And in this moment, I invite you to see yourself through my eyes. See your perfection. See that you've released all of those limitations. See that you've said goodbye to those ancestral patterns. Now come into this moment as your whole self. Come into this moment right here now as your whole, beautiful, perfect self. With none of those things. It's only your mind that thinks you have those things. And your mind is, unfortunately, leading you astray. Take a breath. You need to take a breath. Breathe. And out. Lovely. Fantastic. All right. Carmel saying, I'm disorganized around money and the results are evident. The results are always evident, whether you are disorganized or disciplined around any subject. The results are always evident. All right. So, but Carmel, what I want to say to you is that's the past. That was a moment ago, that was a minute ago, that was an hour ago, that was a day ago, that was a week ago. It's not now, not right now, it's not. You're not disorganized around money and having those results right now. That was a moment ago. It doesn't have to be true right now. You get to choose. Is that going to be true for me right now? Do I want to choose that right now? I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want to choose it. Borrow some of my belief that you get to choose it right now. Do you want to continue choosing disorganized around money and receiving those results? Or do you want to say, you know what, that was a minute ago. I've just shifted into this new way of being because in every moment I change. In every moment I change. In every moment I change. I'm changing right now. You're changing right now. So, disorganized around money and the results are evident is your past. What's your future going to be? And I'm going to tell you, because while I was looking at your question there, even though it wasn't a question, it wasn't an asking for a reading, I want to say that this card came out. I don't know if you can see that, if you can read backwards, but it says success. That's your future. That is your future. Disorganized around money and the results are evident is your past. Success is your future. This is the card that threw itself on the floor. I had to bend down and pick it up. I don't know if you noticed. Success is your future. You can bring your past with you, but why would you? Don't bring it with you. Just say, you know what, that was yesterday. Today's different. Today, I'm all about success. And so you might start saying to yourself, I'm successful when it comes to money. Money and I make great, successful teammates. Anything like that. Today's show's going very interestingly, isn't it? It's a little bit different than usual. So let me keep going. Erin, I didn't do a channeled message this morning because it's all coming through in the readings today. The weekly card, I can't even remember what it was. Nope, I can't remember, but I'm sure someone on there will. But anyway, go back and have a look at it. Okay, great. Rita, yes, here we are, and that's the only thing that's important, isn't it? Whether you missed the beginning or not. The card was wounding, Erin. Sorry about that. Thank you, Joanne, for letting us know. Giselle, of course. Giselle and I have an appointment on Wednesday, and we just had a little chat with Giselle, and she's saying now that she doesn't think she needs the session. This happens with us all the time, Giselle and I, and not just Giselle and I, but other of my clients who, you know, I was talking the other day, I don't know who I was talking to, could have been talking to myself, could have been talking to my guides, but I was expressing that over the last 12 years while I've been doing this work, far more powerfully now than ever before. But every single person that I've connected with as a client in the past, every single time I do a live feed or I bring the guides through or they speak about anything or any of those sorts of things, we're speaking to every single client we've ever worked with and future clients as well, because time and space don't exist. Isn't that amazing? So Giselle, that makes perfect sense, as you know. Yes. Rita, I will do a card for you. You're going for a job interview. Fantastic. Good luck with that. Although you don't need luck. You just need to take your highest self with you. In other words, stand up straight. Breathe in success. Breathe in the result that you want. Breathe in your intention. Bring yourself into your highest vibration and then turn up for the interview. But I will pull a card for you. I feel like I want to do that for you. I just have to shuffle them. Sometimes I shuffle for ages before one jumps out at me. Okay, let's see how we're going. Oop, here we go. Sorry, that's not right. Just bear with me. I think, Rita, I've probably already given you the guidance that you were looking for about setting your intention, deciding if this really is the job that you want, and even having a pretend conversation in your head where you sit down, you have your interview, you answer every question so amazingly, and laugh with the person interviewing you, the people interviewing you. Really be in your best self while you're in the interview. And the message that wants to be said to you, Rita, right now is this: you are enough. You are enough. You're enough to get this job. You're enough to live the life that you want to live. You're enough to create the life that you want. Know yourself as enough, and you do that by being in your highest vibration. So, a little continuation of the message. Thank you. All right. Oh, Erin, I so understand what you're saying. As I'm sure many of our friends here are. Erin's saying, I'm so tired about worrying and struggling about money, ready to let that go. Financial freedom is what you'd love to have, what I'd love to have, what we'd all love to have. So here's the thing, Erin. I want you to tune yourself to the frequency of freedom. There is a freedom frequency. And when you're tuned to that, all worry about whatever, not just money, but whatever, it can't exist in the same frequency or the same vibration. So breathe in the freedom frequency, the frequency of freedom. What would that look like? The frequency of freedom. What would that look like for you? Each and every one of you watching, what would the freedom frequency look like if you lived there? If there were a cloud called freedom frequency and you got to lift yourself up into that cloud, what would that feel like? What would that feel like, that vibration, that frequency of freedom? What would it mean for you? What would your life look like? Tune yourself to the frequency of freedom. And then things like money, because money is just energy in its own little disguise, everything can be attuned to the frequency of freedom. So tune to that. Fabulous. And yes, we do need to live in the present. Thank you, Natasha. Absolutely. I'm just scrolling through. Rachel's saying huge relief / breakthrough with advice given for Giselle. Being financially supported by a partner is a powerful manifestation. Not a negative one. Absolutely, Rachel. Although it's very hard for us, the feminine, and I imagine also the masculine. I mean, they have trouble with... Okay, let me go back, because I don't want to say feminine, masculine, because we all have traits of both of them. Men also have trouble being supported by their partners, whether male or female. just as we as women feel less than because we're not out there having a job and contributing. But what I want you to understand is that if you've manifested a man who has the most amazing job and brings in the most amazing income so that you don't need to work, then you're an incredible, incredible manifester to have manifested that. Most people have to go out and get a job to manifest money, and you've done it differently. Now, that's not to say that if you feel a calling to do something else that you shouldn't do it. By all means, we're all here to do wonderful, wonderful things. So, thank you. Debbie, yeah, fantastic. So Debbie's saying, if my bank account gets below a certain limit, I feel depressed. I want to change that. Absolutely, because perhaps in the past, Debbie, you have had nothing in the bank account or very little. And so when you started to accumulate some, you've gathered it in there and you've said that must stay there. That's got to stay there. Now, I want to just say that that's a little bit of a lack mentality, because the place you really want to go, again, is that freedom frequency around money. You want to get into a frequency of freedom, knowing that it comes and it goes, it comes and it goes, and I can use it to have the things I want. It comes and it goes, and I can use it to buy beautiful things. I can use it to have beautiful experiences. It comes and it goes. Flow. Just letting it do that, which takes you into a space of freedom. You don't have to have a certain amount in order to feel safe, because this is, Debbie, about you feeling safe. And when you come into the freedom frequency around money, there is no need to feel safe, because there's nothing to be saved from. Because you know in that space that it comes and it goes. Now, that's not to say go out and spend all your money. I would never recommend that. You know what you need. Money, saving money is good. Having money in certain places is good. All of these sorts of things, because we're human beings as well. We have to take care of those very real things that we need to take care of. But I want to just encourage you, Debbie, to know that holding on to it and demanding that there's that same amount in your bank account all the time does give off a little bit of an energy of, because there's not enough, because I won't make any more. So if you want to make more, work on releasing that belief and moving into it comes and it goes, and there's always enough. I have everything that I need. There's always more where that came from. Beautiful thought, isn't it? Hope that helps. Leonie saying, excellent, I'm so glad about that, whatever it was that was excellent. And Marie is saying, I love that message, Anne. Fantastic, empowering, of course. I'm all about empowerment. That's what I'm here for. That's my mission, part of it. Rachel Butel is asking for a card. So let me shuffle, Rachel. I hope we're not too far behind and able to get everybody a reading. I'll do the best that I can, of course. I always do. Don't ask again if you've already asked, because as I said, I'm in a very light trance state, so the guides can come through when they want to. By the way, they're in and out the whole time. You can sometimes hear my voice change slightly, or my expressions change, or the way that I speak. All right, so we've still got 17 minutes, so that's great. Let's get going. Rachel, let's have a look. You can have a card, absolutely. What I'd love you to do, Rachel, is ask a question in your own head. You don't need to type it in. Just ask for what it is that you're looking for guidance on. Just ask out loud where you are, or in your head, if that's easier, if there's people around, and there is. All right, so Rachel, the card that wants to be spoken to for you is the release card. If you were here with us when we did the weekly reading, please go back and watch it. Sorry, if you weren't here with us, please go back and watch it, because there was some activations done while we were talking to help you to release. And you're being asked to release these limitations. You're being asked to release whatever's holding you back. What I want you to understand is that you don't have to go out there and tell someone, you've got to get out of my life, I don't need you anymore, or you've got to tell your parents that you're not going to see them anymore, or any of these sorts of things. That friend who's always negative, there's no need to go to her and say, I don't want to be your friend anymore. Here's what you do. You raise your vibrational frequency to the level of whatever you're seeking. So if you're seeking release from that which holds you back, then vibrate up to happiness, vibrate up to joy, vibrate up to even satisfaction, which is a little lower than those ones. Just vibrate up. In other words, bring the frequency of freedom, bring the frequency of happiness, bring the frequency of, I really feel for you that the next frequency level that you want to go to is a sense of everything's okay. So really just like a satisfaction, a level of satisfaction that things are going okay and things are moving along and I'm going to be okay. So let's call that satisfaction. Let's wrap that up with the big red bow and call it satisfaction. So Rachel, what I want you to do is I want you to take a nice deep breath in. And as you breathe out, I just want you to allow your higher self to release from you in the special way that it does all that which holds you back. Just take another deep breath for me. There's something else there. And out. That feels good. Moved you a little bit there, so just keep working on it. Keep allowing it to be worked on for you, because once you ask, it is given. Because you're the greatest creator being there is. Thank you. So keep asking for what you want, people. Not from me, but from your own guidance teams, from your own higher self, from your own self even. Carmel, in every moment I change. Success is my now and my future. Thank you. I'm successful when it... Absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much for that response. Fantastic. Christina, I will pull a card for you. I'm just going to have a little sip of water. 14 minutes to go, so we've got time for some more readings. I feel like I've been sitting here for 2 hours talking to you already. Time is just going a little bit strange for me at the moment. So, Christina, let's get a card for you, my love. Christina, interesting. The card that has the guides were talking to me this morning about not shuffling the cards, but instead moving them out of the way one at a time, and that they would then stop me. So that's what I've just done. That's why I had my eyes closed, because I needed to allow that to happen. So Christina, I think you're already in the midst of this, but I want to say to you, and yeah, I'm really feeling it now. The card that came out for you was the change card. Change. The change card, which, you know, you're already in the midst of, but in the middle of being in the midst of it, more change came. And it feels like it was change on a energy level within your personal energy field. And yet you haven't stepped into it yet, Christina. So perhaps there's something that you're wanting to change in what you're currently doing, and this new stuff has come through since you, over the last couple of weeks. There was something significant that happened that ratcheted you up the vibrational scale And by that we mean that raised your vibrational frequency to a new level, a newer level than prior to 2 or 3 weeks ago. And so everything you were changing into prior to that is now changing again. So we're just confirming that for you because we know that you know this. We just want to confirm that yes, more change is here, more change is coming. Be comfortable with it. Allow it to become what it came to be. Allow yourself to pull out your true mission and the way that it's to be done in the world, and start walking into that, even if it seems like it's completely not what you thought or the way that you thought it to be. Thank you. Wow, Christina, interesting. I'd love to hear about that. Oh, a little itch on my nose. Sorry about that. Dorothy, yes, I'll pull a card for you. All right. Thank you for joining me for the weekly Money Flow Oracle card reading and the Money Flow show. We've got 10 minutes left on the show. I'm just doing some live readings for audience members. If you missed the weekly Money Flow Oracle card reading, it is at the beginning of the video, just after the 10-minute mark. So once we're done, come back and watch that reading to find out what the energy is doing around money this week. It was very specifically around money this week. Sometimes it's about something more general, but very specifically it was around money. Dorothy, this is interesting. The card that's come out for you is the Receive card. Where are you not receiving help where you could be? I see almost like there's a hand being offered to you, but you're... I was going to say there's a hand being offered to you, but you're not taking from it. What I want to actually say is that you're slapping it away. So that hand's reaching out to give you something, and instead of receiving it, for whatever reason, you're slapping it away. So we're going to suggest to you that you allow yourself to receive. That's the beginning of this new level of receiving that you're going to have. Allow yourself to receive that help. However it's showing up, whoever is bringing it to you, whatever it is that you're trying not to receive, allow yourself to receive it. Stop trying to do it all yourself. Stop trying to do it all yourself, Dorothy. Let yourself take the hand that's reaching out for you. Thank you. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, Michelle. Ooh, knocking the phone around. Sorry, that's the phone there. Okay. Michelle, may I please have a card? Thank you. Yes, you may. I'm going to do the new way of doing this for the guides, and they're going to pull a card for you. You're going to tell me when to stop. I think that's it there. Michelle, mission. Interesting. I have spoken about mission earlier this morning in another live that I did. They're indicating to me that you have a mission, that you have a purpose. It's beyond a purpose. When I say mission, that's a little bit beyond a purpose. Because our true purpose as human beings is to suck the juice out of life, to do that which makes us feel good. So when we speak of mission, we are speaking of something deeper than that. Indeed, we spoke of it this morning by describing how Anne, this one, feels this building inside her heart, which was placed there when she was born. It's her mission in this lifetime to bring this to life. That's what we're talking about. It is her soul's mission. It's her soul's calling. It is the thing that she came to create in this world at this time. Not just Anne, but her soul. This is what we mean by mission. What's your mission? Do you know it as yet? Or are you simply feeling the call of it? We think you're feeling the call of it rather strongly, and yet you're fearing it, not fearing it, but don't know where to go with it. So what we would say to you is just to simply, every morning, ask to be shown your divine mission. Indeed, what we would do is suggest that as you wake in the morning, you say, "Good morning, soul. Today I would like to know another step toward my divine mission." And then go about your day. Follow your guidance. Follow your soul's voice. Follow your intuition, however you wish to express it. And you'll find yourself on your mission path sooner rather than later. Thank you. Thank you. There you go, Michelle. All right. Erin, I will pull a card for you, and we've got 6 minutes left, so we still can do a couple more. So let's pull a card for Erin. It's all very quiet there. Let me know that you're still there, guys, and send me some likes and some hearts if you want to just let me know that you're there. I feel a little alone at the moment. There's been no movement on my screen, although I know you're all there, absolutely. Perhaps you're in... Thank you. Thanks for doing that for me. I see you're all still there. Of course you are. Fabulous. All right, Erin, let's get a card for you. I'm going to just... Oh, I keep knocking the stand where my phone is. And thanks for the smiley, happy faces saying, "Ha ha." Yes, you're feeling my pain of feeling like I was sitting here alone. Erin, okay, let's get a card for you. Erin, the received card has come out for you as well. That, which is nice in light of what you said earlier about worrying about money. Yeah, what the guides are showing me is you standing with your arms open. Receive. It feels perhaps that you're a bit closed to all of the good that could come to you. So they're saying open up your arms and start to receive. Open up, create this empty space here, because the universe doesn't like an empty space, does it? So create an empty space by putting your arms out in a receiving position. Hands up, arms out wide. Create a big empty energy space where you can receive whatever it is that you're wanting to receive. Money, love, anything else that you want to receive. Create a container for it and allow yourself to receive it, Erin, okay? I feel like you... I know that you prefer to give than receive. What we want to suggest to you to do is to give and receive. Thank you. All right, let me just... Joanne, yeah, absolutely. So Joanne's just saying feeling stagnant, stuck and detached. Maybe it's the cyclonic weather. Would love some insight. Look, it's interesting to me because it is the weather. It is the weather, but the weather's only a reflection of what's inside you. Isn't that interesting? Whew. I had to take a deep breath on that because that's new to me as well. You're the creator of your reality. So if you are the creator of your reality, and we know you are, even though sometimes you don't think you are the creator of your reality. And so if you're feeling cyclonic and if you're experiencing that outside of you, then we would suggest that you go within and breathe calm into your beingness. In other words, become the energy of calm. There is much movement in the atmosphere and within you at this time because you're being called to step up. Each and every one of you are being called to step up into your mission, into your purpose, into your greatness. More and more and more every day and moving forward. You cannot avoid it, but you can do it gently by simply following your guidance, by allowing yourself to receive that which is given to you because you asked for it. breathe and be calm. Allow the energy as it comes and goes to simply move through you rather than move you out of the way or push you around. Let it in, let it out. Don't clench your muscles. Let it in, let it out. And breathe gently and calmly. Thank you. And on that note, with Joe and Barnes' message just then, which is really for all of us, and they did a little activation as they were speaking to her. On that note, I'd like to say thank you very much for being here with me for the Money Flow show. The Money Flow Oracle card reading for the week is at the beginning of the video. So if you've just joined us, make sure that you watch the replay once it uploads a few minutes after we finish. And I'd like to say I'm so sorry to everybody who I missed. Morning. Hi, Jenny. Just catching up with the messages. I'm sorry if I've missed you. If I've missed your asking for a card reading, please know that you can receive a videoed card reading on my website. So my website's AnneAleckson.com, and you'll find a little banner up the top that slides, and there'll be one that says to receive a free Money Flow Oracle card reading. All the cards are in there, so you just shuffle, the little plug-in thing shuffles for you, click on it, and you'll go through to a YouTube video with a reading, and it'll be perfect. It'll be exactly what you need to hear if you haven't heard what you needed to hear on the show today. So again, thank you for being here with me. We love you very much. I love you very much. We are so excited for the growth that is occurring on this planet at this time. It is, of course, in perfect timing. You cannot get it wrong. You will never miss your opportunity. We think it very important to remind you of that. You will never miss the opportunity that was planted in your heart for you to bring to this planet. So don't think that there's ever a chance that you will miss the opportunity to step into your greatness. It will be there for you when you are ready. Thank you. And thank you. Thanks for joining me. Bye.